Tonight, one of the greatest collections of professional wrestling talent and legends are under one roof for one night only, a spectacular here in Oklahoma City. We welcome you to historic downtown OKC, and we welcome you to the Cox Convention Center. This is the first ever Oklamania. Hi everyone, Alex Del Barrio, ADB, alongside the commissioner of the Imperial Wrestling Revolution, Eddie Adamson. Eddie, we've got a phenomenal card in store for the fans here in OKC tonight.
There's no doubt. You know, the Imperial Wrestling Revolution, since our very first show, we've proclaimed that we are the flagship of professional wrestling, where legends of the past, current superstars, and future greats collide in the middle of the ring, and that's going to be evident tonight.
You talked about legends. We've got a legendary matchup here tonight. The two kings of Tennessee wrestling here tonight, Jerry the King Lawler against the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett.
Absolutely. And as a guy that grew up in the Memphis territory, seeing the King, former AWA World Heavyweight Champion, facing Jeff Jarrett, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion in WCW, I'm like a kid in a candy store tonight.
And one of the biggest stars in TNA Impact Wrestling right now, EC3, is in the building tonight. And they've got a new addition in Impact Wrestling. His name is Moose. He's here tonight as well.
Absolutely. He debuted this past week with TNA, made an impact, one of the biggest free agents in the sport of professional wrestling, and we have him here at the IWR.
And we talk about history a lot here at the Imperial Wrestling Revolution. The Danny Hodge Battle Royal, something that all the Oklahoma fans are excited to see, one of the legends here in not only professional wrestling, but professional wrestling here in Oklahoma.
Absolutely. The Oklahoma legislature actually named Danny Hodge as a Oklahoma sports legend. This is a guy who has done it all in the sport of professional wrestling, held the world title many times as a junior heavyweight as well as in college, and we're going to pay tribute to him tonight.
The only thing I hope is he doesn't crush an apple in his bare hands right in front of us. We've got a lot of great action in store for you here tonight at the Cox Convention Center in Oklahoma City. So honored to be here, ADB, along with Eddie Adamson. So right now, let's send it up to the ring announcer, Justin Roberts.
How you doing tonight? That's a lot better. It feels great to be back in a wrestling ring, and it feels incredible to be back in Oklahoma City. I've always loved coming through Oklahoma, whether it be Tulsa, Oklahoma City, the entire area. It's always been fun. And tonight I'm very excited and honored to be a part of the first ever Oklamania! You guys are a part of history tonight. You will see 3 title matches. You will see some incredible superstars, some incredible matches, but I have to say, I've done some really cool things in my career. I've worked with some incredible talent, I've worked some incredible shows, but there is something that I have never done in my career that I get to do tonight, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So much to the point where, if it's cool with you, I would like to start off with that, because I can't wait anymore. I have a very special interview, and if that's cool with you, we can do that special interview right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my very special guest at this time. He is a WWE Hall of Famer. He is the icon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is
there he is, the icon, Sting, the newly minted WWE Hall of Famer, a gentleman that has done everything in the world of professional wrestling.
No doubt. And he's a guy that got one of his biggest breaks in the sport of professional wrestling right here in Oklahoma, in the old Mid-South Territory, the Cowboy Bill Hodge. When he came in, at one time he tagged with another Hall of Famer.
Welcome to Oklahoma City, and welcome to the IWR and the first ever Oklamania. And the first thing I would like to know is you started your career right here in the Mid-South. How does it feel to be back?
Well, some of you probably remember at the Myriad, which is now Cox Center, I guess. Started with, a tag team, the Ultimate Warrior and me. We started out together right here. So it feels good. It feels like I've come full circle again. I feel kind of like I'm at home because bottom line is I got roots right here in this town.
It is fantastic. And you were able to meet so many of the fans here today. You got to meet
Hang on 1 second here, Eddie. That's James E. Cornette, and that's the Monster Abyss.
Absolutely. A guy that's well known to Sting from his days in WCW.
Hey! All I've been hearing all day today is about how the big star Sting is back. The big star Sting has come home. The big star Sting, everybody wants to meet Sting and get Sting's autograph. You only have 5 letters in your name, you ought to charge half price. Let me explain something to you, Stinger. I waited till this time to come out here because I wanted to tell you something. I wanted to tell you that you are not the big star of Mid-South Wrestling, the big star in Oklahoma. That would be me in the Midnight Express. We were the biggest stars in Mid-South Wrestling history. Shut up! And as a matter of fact, I could probably whip Danny Hodge if he was here today right now. But you see, the reason why that you are only a shell of your former self, only a shell of the man you used to be, is because of the Monster Abyss. Because of the beatings that he gave you in TNA. You've never been the same. You've never been the same man. As a matter of fact, you have to call AAA just to drag you out of bed in the morning. So if you think you're a big star, I'm here to tell you that you're not, that you're nothing. And what I'm here to do is I'm here to give you a little deal. You can do one of 2 things. Either you can leave the ring under your own power, or he's gonna throw you out.
Well, it may not be the bat that we're used to seeing from the Stinger, but he certainly found an equalizer in the form of the tennis racket of one James E. Cornette.
There's no doubt about it. With Sting there, he's a veteran of the ring. He's been up and down the roads many times and knows Jim Cornette, and he knows Abyss, the monster, and how they act.
Ladies and gentlemen, the icon, Sting!
Jim Cornette none too happy that his tennis racket, his lucky tennis racket, is in the ring in the hands of the Stinger.
And I doubt if he'll go asking for it back anytime soon. These great fans here at Oklamania today get to see these great legends of the sport of professional wrestling.
We got a lot of great action here going on in Oklahoma City here at the Cox Convention Center. Got another great one coming up next, and that's the Danny Hodge Battle Royal.
Absolutely. Danny Hodge, as we said, a legend in professional wrestling and here in Oklahoma.
The first ever Danny Hodge Battle Royal, where you were eliminated when you were thrown over the top rope and both feet touch the floor. The last remaining participant will be declared the winner. Introducing the participants first. former WWE superstar, Damien Sandow. Introducing next, Donovan Dijak. Soon making his way to the ring, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome all the IWR athletes.
There's Dane Griffin, one of the Red Dirt regulators, followed by the magnificent Malico. Mr. Saturday Night, Barry.
Eddie, they just keep coming in droves. It's a conga line of the IWR's best. There's Ray the Bay.
Ray the Babe, Guy Atticus. There's professional wrestlers representing many other promotions that are here tonight.
You got Ricky Starks coming to the ring. He says apparently that's a dog that's with him. He calls it
He is a unique individual, no doubt. The Arab legend, Al Farad, NWA Hall of Famer himself. The ring's going to be full of some young lions and some legends in the sport of professional wrestling.
So as always with this battle royal, every man will start in the ring when the bell rings. Superstars are eliminated by being thrown over the top rope. Both feet must touch the floor. We are underway here with the Danny Hodge Battle Royal. And what?
Some of these great wrestlers, you also see the Von Erich brothers, Ross and Marshall Von Erich. The son of professional wrestling legend, Kevin Von Erich.
One of these things that's hard to call about this is you never know when the eliminations are going to occur, which side of the ring. As you see a lot of altercations, you see these superstars match up against each other and try to find some sort of edge here. What's the strategy going into a match like a Battle Royal here?
For some people, the only strategy you can have is just try to survive. Some will find a corner and try to hide in it. It doesn't work with that many bodies in a ring.
You can hear Hacksaw Jim Duggan certainly getting a lot out of the crowd here in Oklahoma City. Hacksaw Jim Duggan with the right hands there in the corner. Oh, and there goes Ray the Bay, I believe.
Ray the Bay has been eliminated in this match.
When you look at the, I didn't catch that elimination. Did you see that, Eddie?
I couldn't tell which one was. There's so much action taking place. And there's nothing like live professional wrestling. We're trying to call it, but unless you're here in person, it's really hard to put it into words.
A lot of hard-hitting action, and we talk about what this match could mean for a winner, especially if it comes from the IWR Superstar roster. Danny Hodge, a legend here in Oklahoma City, and in fact, the entire state of Oklahoma. What he meant to the amateur side of the sport, what he meant to the professional side of the sport here.
Absolutely. He's a guy that anyone in the state of Oklahoma knows. He's still very active working with the government in professional wrestling, making sure the professional wrestling shows are ran as they should be according to law. And he's a guy that each and every one of these professional wrestling fans and each one of these professional wrestlers that are competing in the Danny Hodge Invitational Cup know.
So it looks like we're down to about 11 superstars here as it starts to thin out a bit here in Oklahoma City. You can see the former WWE superstar Damien Sandow in the ring. He's a guy that's had some success in battle royals in the past.
And there he goes throwing out Sammy Guevara.
And despite the fact that Hacksaw Jim Duggan, certainly a WWE Hall of Famer, he's a guy that's won battle royals before. In fact, He's won a Royal Rumble before.
Absolutely. He's a veteran of matches like this. Magnificent Malico's been eliminated. Another competitor has been eliminated. And Montego Sika of the Terror Squad has just been eliminated.
Sends another one, and there's another elimination here.
One
over
of the Von Erichs is gone.
If not, looks like Ricky Starks is gone as well, and his invisible dog is headed out with him.
Mr. Saturday Night has been eliminated. Dane Griffin has just been eliminated by Prince Al Farad.
Looks like Guy Atticus is having some trouble. He's hung up in the corner here. Hacksaw Jim Duggan still battling on the opposite side of the ring. Unbelievable action to start things off here in Oklamania. The first ever Oklamania here in Oklahoma City. Another elimination occurs. Here's Hacksaw again from behind.
Now this is where the strategy starts taking place. You're down to 3 competitors, and they can actually put a game plan together.
And here comes Atticus with a double axe handle onto the back of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Irish whip looking for a reversal off of the ropes. Clothesline again. Hacksaw gonna have to go flip up
over
and
the top,
over.
and there he goes.
There's the elimination, and we're down. Looks like we're down to 4.
And you'll start to see these guys pairing up now.
Damian Sandow, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. The early advantage here in the final 4 of this Danny Hodge Invitational Battle Royal. Hacksaw really putting the boots. I mean, if there's a match that really fits Hacksaw's style, it's these Battle Royals here, Eddie.
Absolutely. He's just a big brute and always has been when he's here in Mid-South Territory. Remember him and Dr. Death Steve Williams tied up many times.
Here's Damian Sandow, and up and over he goes, and we're down to 2.
We're down to 2 legends in professional wrestling. Prince Al Farad and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And they're no strangers to each other.
No. We talked about legends being involved here. What is that in his hand?
He's got a spike.
Oh! Hacksaw sending out Farad over the top rope.
And there we go.
Hacksaw's your winner.
First ever Danny Hodge Battle Royal, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
You knew that Battle Royals were something that Hacksaw had in his back pocket, something that he could still be successful at. And Eddie, here in Oklahoma City tonight, Hacksaw Jim Duggan victorious in the first ever Danny Hodge Invitational Battle Royal.
Absolutely, and there's no better professional wrestler to represent the IWR in this Danny Hodge Invitational Tournament than this man who has joined the revolution, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Wait a sec, folks, wait. You know, it's going to be a great night of wrestling, but let's just take 1 second and thank all the brave men and women in the armed forces, keeping us safe, keeping us free. USA!
What an effort by Hacksaw Jim Duggan here in Oklahoma City tonight as we kick things off here in Oklamania with a phenomenal Battle Royal won by the legendary Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Absolutely. In the IWR, we try to bring the very best of everyone out, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan just showed us why he's a legend here in the IWR.
Introducing first from Tampa, Florida, Roderick Strong.
A man that was once known as Mr. ROH. Well, he's found new horizons for his career, no longer with Ring of Honor here, Eddie, but he's a guy that's probably the most decorated superstar in the history of Ring of Honor wrestling.
There's no doubt. This guy has held titles everywhere he's been. He started his career back in 2003, trained by actually Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Worked with TNA, the NWA, Noah in Japan. 2-time Ring of Honor television champion, 1-time tag team champion with Austin Aries, and world champ. when he defeated Tyler Black. Terry Funk was a special outside supporter for that match when he became Ring of Honor World Champion.
Eddie, I was wondering if his boys were going to be here, but they are here and ready to walk Dalton Castle, the party peacock, to the ring.
I tell you, if anyone has not seen this guy, they've missed something. He's a unique individual. He's a great professional wrestler. And he's a man who does what he wants, regardless of what anyone would think.
A phenomenal superstar competing in Ring of Honor, but also all over the world. He's also, a lot of people don't realize, a longtime amateur wrestler as well. He's a guy that's really been decorated in all walks of his wrestling career. Dalton Castle, you can tell by that type of entrance, was inspired very early on by the late great Macho Man Randy Savage. You can tell by his ring attire that there's a certain level of flamboyance, a certain je ne sais quoi about Dalton Castle.
He is. He's a mixture. If you were to put a DNA pool together with Macho Man Randy Savage, Gorgeous George, Exotic Adrian Street, Leaping Lanny Poffo, and many others. But he's a unique individual who stands on his own in the Ring of Honor, and now he's joined the Revolution.
This should be an incredible matchup here between Dalton Castle and Roderick Strong, again, formerly known as Mr. Ring of Honor. The most decorated stars, again, as we mentioned in Ring of Honor history, is both men get set for action. And one of the things you'll notice at ringside is the boys. The boys are here. Oh! Roderick Strong with a nice little shove of the boys there at ringside, and I don't think Dalton saw that.
No, he's going to be focused on this action. He's going to be focused on defeating Roderick Strong and making a bigger name for himself.
And this match scheduled for one fall, a 20-minute time limit here. Oklamania, first singles competition, one-on-one. Dalton Castle in the, I guess you would call them copper-colored trunks, the copper knee pads and the silver boots. Roderick Strong in the blue trunks.
And you know, you wonder sometimes if some of his antics, if you want to call them that, are just to get into the head of his opponent as a tactic to get them off guard a little bit so that he can put some strong style professional wrestling moves on.
It certainly has paid off so far in the career of Dalton Castle in Ring of Honor. Gets some mat wrestling here to start things off. It's Dalton Castle looking for that wrist lock and then bringing him down there is Roderick Strong. And he's looking to put him in, he's got him in a, looks like a kind of an armbar chicken wing situation here. And trying to get into that hammer lock. Oh, arm wringer sends Dalton Castle to the canvas here. Roderick Strong with the early advantage here on Castle here, Eddie. Oh, nice single leg takedown there.
Shows his amateur professional wrestling, or his amateur wrestling background.
Nice roll through there from Dalton Castle. And Roderick Strong escapes, and a little frustration here from the man formerly known as Mr. ROH, Roderick Strong. Great ovation from the Oklahoma City crowd here for Dalton Castle. And again, he's certainly flamboyant. He's certainly a guy that likes to show off a little bit. The boys are right there ready to fan him down. You ready?
And aside from his flashiness, there's no doubt he's double tough.
Looks like looking for that knuckle lock here, Dalton Castle. Looking for the roll through. And, oh, Strong going for the clothesline here. And belly-to-belly suplex. And Castle caught Strong off guard there. Oh, a knee right to the kisser. It sets up Strong over in the corner on the top rope here. Strong up and over, getting some fanning from the boys, getting cooled off a bit, going for a knee right to the face, and oh! They throw the official there, and Strong gets the upper hand with a knee right to the temple of Dalton Castle, going with the boot right to the head and right to the back. And now Strong is in control into an Olympic slam there. Here's the cover, 1, 2.
Only a 2 count.
Only a 2 count. Another cover again, lateral press, trying to get the shoulders down, no count this time. Strong now in control here of Dalton Castle. Here, ready?
And that slightly modified camel clutch. Trying to get a submission. And you can't take anything away from Roderick Strong. He's a great competitor. He knows how to wrestle. May not agree with all of his tactics, but he certainly knows how to get business done in the ring.
Oh, what a drop kick! Roderick Strong sends Castle down the cover. 2 count. Strong just able to kick out here. And Castle trying to escape back to the corner. Roderick Strong pleading with everybody that it was a 3 count. It should have been a victory for him, but just a 2 count here. Again, this match, 1 fall to the finish, 20-minute time limit. Roderick Strong on the advantage. He's in the blue trunks. Dalton Castle in the copper trunks. And Strong working on Castle in the corner.
Those knife-edge chops have really taken a toll.
Going for a snap suplex. And that sends Strong down, and a little showboating this time from Roderick Strong. Usually getting that from Castle. Lateral press. No hook of the leg this time. Only got a 1 count. And now he's just trying to wear him down here, Eddie. Strong just trying to get that rear naked choke here right under the chin of Dalton Castle, trying to cut off the circulation to the brain.
You know, starting out with that modified camel clutch, moving into this is isolating, trying to work on
Strong backing off. Here is Castle with a last-ditch effort, trying to escape that hold. He does, but Strong trying to get back on the offensive here. Castle pushes off Strong. He escapes over to the corner. Oh, what a right hand! 5 minutes have elapsed here in this 1 fall match. Boot to the face there. Oh! And Dalton Castle. Oh, what another right hand from Dalton Castle. Sends him to the turnbuckle, and down he goes with the clothesline. Dalton Castle in the corner, just waiting for Roderick Strong to get back to his feet to a vertical base here. Oh! Boot to the face of Dalton Castle. Strong to the second rope. Oh! Caught by Castle into a bear hug. Oh! Fantastic suplex here. Cover, hook of the leg, 2. Oh, and he kicked out.
Close.
Very close.
Dalton Castle thought he had it on that. Quite honestly, I think most of the fans did as well.
Now Dalton Castle back in control of this one.
After the punishment he received from Roderick Strong, he kind of regrouped and has a new game plan. It seems to be working right now.
Both men now starting to trade forearms here. Castle, oh, looked like he was going for a Northern Lights suplex, but this time he released it. Cover, hook of the leg, and it's just a 2 count there. So both men have been able to get some near falls in this match so far in the first 6-7 minutes of the contest, Eddie.
Not only are all the fans watching this in anticipation, Dalton Castle's boys are as well.
Castle's got Strong up. Now Strong working on the back of Castle. He's got him hooked again, looking for another suplex here. Oh, face first to the canvas. Here's Strong to the corner. Gets the knee up, off the ropes again, forearm. What impact here from Roderick Strong. Oh, that could be it. Into the cover, 1, 2, does not hook the leg, and a kick out from Dalton Castle just in the nick of time.
That was awful close. If he'd hooked the leg, I think the match would have been over. Small attention to details, he missed out.
So the boys at ringside escaping back to a neutral corner here as Roderick Strong, I think, scares the boys a little bit. Castle back to a vertical base here, but Strong looking for a fireman's carry, looking for some sort of maneuver here. Oh! Once again, now both men are starting to trade forearms. Right hand from Strong, right hand from Castle. Oh, what another right hand from Dalton Castle. Gets the boot up, looking for that enziguri, sort of missed on it, didn't get all of it. Now both men tangled up in the center of the ring. Go behind from Strong, go behind from Dalton Castle. Oh! Everest German suplex there.
Only a 2. Only a 2.
Just a 2 count there.
That was so close.
He calls that the Everest German suplex. A little bit of a delay with the bridge.
These two competitors know each other so well. They know each other's style. They know how to anticipate what the others. I'm sure they've been watching videos in preparation for tonight's event.
Both these men, phenomenal competitors. We talked about Roderick Strong being so decorated in Ring of Honor. One-time Ring of Honor heavyweight champion, multiple-time television champion. And oh! Gets the knees right to the gut of Dalton Castle. Gets the, this could be it here, Eddie. 1, 2, oh, and a kick out. A kick out from Dalton Castle.
By the slimmest of margins, he got his shoulder up to stop the count. But Roderick Strong, all throughout this match, it didn't.
Gets it up, roll over, hooking. He's hooked the tights. Did he get, was that it?
What?
No, just a 2 count. Here's Strong, up and over he goes. Oh, down he goes. Into the cover, hook of the leg. That's it.
And that's it. An amazing showing.
He got him with the bangarang. That double leg face buster of his. Fantastic victory for the flamboyant Dalton Castle.
This is a guy we're going to be seeing for a long time in the sport of professional wrestling. And I'm sure gold is not going to be very far away from this guy.
The Party Peacock. The Peacock of professional wrestling, Dalton Castle, gets fanned off after a job well done by the boys at ringside. What a match, what a singles match to help get things rolling here at Oklamania here in Oklahoma City.
No doubt. Our fans are being treated to some great professional wrestling action that you won't see anywhere other than the Imperial Wrestling Revolution, where we're bringing the stars of Ring of Honor, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, WWE legends, any promotion in the country that has a superstar that will entertain our great fans. They're subject to show up on an IWR card.
So after a phenomenal victory here from Dalton Castle, we'll send it back up to our ring announcer, Justin Roberts.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this next contest scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit is a fatal four-way match for the NWA Women's Championship. The first participant to score a pinfall or submission will be declared the NWA Women's Champion. Introducing
What an opportunity for Nikki Knight, Eddie, as she will have a chance in a fatal four-way match to potentially become the women's champion of the world in the National Wrestling Alliance.
There's no doubt about it. But this is not the first time she's actually competed for the NWA women's title. She actually was in a four-way match with Amber O'Neal when Amber won the title in December last year down in Sherman, Texas with the NWA. And tonight she may get that chance to put gold around her waist and represent the National Wrestling Alliance as their women's champion. This young lady last night faced Mickie James in an amazing match at our Oklamania Day 1.
And what an incredible weekend of professional wrestling action. Oklacon a little bit earlier today, Eddie. Superstars, legends all here, and the fans really getting into the fact that professional wrestling is as hot as ever here in the state of Oklahoma.
No doubt about it.
You talk about one of the most decorated female superstars, just superstars in general, in the history of this industry, Mickie James.
No doubt.
You mentioned the match that these two had last night. Now they have an opportunity to potentially become the NWA Women's Champion.
Well, that's one of the few titles that Mickie James has not held, the NWA Women's title, and she's wanting to add that to her long list. She's been 9-time Women's Champion in the WWE, TNA, currently competing in Global Force Wrestling.
Yeah, she's won the Women's Championship in WWE 5 times, the Divas Championship once, 3 times the TNA Knockouts Champion. She won the TNA World Cup of Wrestling in TNA in 2013. Again, very decorated. Woman of the Year for PWI in 2009 and 2011. One of the best female wrestlers that's ever stepped foot in a squared circle. But as you mentioned, Eddie, has never held the NWA Women's Championship.
And tonight may be the night we may be seeing history. Mickie James is the only person, the only lady who has ever held all those titles you mentioned. She is the only one on the planet that's held all of those. The WWE Women's title, the Divas title, the TNA Women's Knockouts title. And now with the NWA Women's title on the line, we may be seeing history at Oklamania.
Introducing next, former TNA Knockout, Angelina.
Well, Eddie, Angelina Love, someone who's made a name for herself all over the world, including competing in Mexico, obviously at TNA.
You know, 6 times she was the Knockouts champion.
Absolutely.
And 1 time she held the Women's Tag Championship with Winter, but most notably known as just one of the beautiful people.
You believe these 3 women are the challengers for this match? See, Angelina Love makes her way to ringside here for this fatal 4-way.
And the thing about it is, all 4 of these women are capable of winning this match tonight. Each and every one of them could capably carry that women's title belt anywhere in the world and defend it. And our fans here in Oklahoma City get the opportunity to see this match.
Equal and final participant sheet is the current NWA Women's Champion, Amber O'Neal.
The reigning and defending NWA Women's Champion, Amber O'Neal Gallows, who is no stranger to fatal 4-ways here, Eddie.
Not at all. She won that title in a fatal four-way match when she defeated Santana Garrett in December 2015, and has defended that title all over the world, over in Japan, throughout the United States, down in Mexico. And tonight she's putting that belt on the line against 3 competitors in a fatal four-way.
Obviously goes by the moniker the Bullet Babe.
Any true wrestling fan knows about the Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Obviously her husband, Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, involved in that Bullet Club in Japan. Both those men now currently in WWE.
I had some of the other Bullet Club members here earlier tonight that didn't compete, but we're here to meet the fans with the Young Bucks. But right now, the only thing that matters is that title belt being held by George Knight, being shown to our great Imperial Wrestling Revolutionary fans as we have this fatal four-way match for that title.
What an opportunity the fans in Oklahoma have had over the last 2 nights. Jax Dane defended the NWA Heavyweight Championship last night in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Tonight, a fatal four-way match for the NWA Women's Championship. So both world titles on the line over the last 2 days here in Oklahoma at Oklamania.
Mickie James trying to stir up the crowd to get some support.
Trying to get some support for Nikki Knight.
I don't think that's going to happen. She's not going to have any support from Nikki Knight other than trying to beat her and pin her in the ring and take that belt.
Isn't that true? Again, this is one fall, not an elimination match, fatal four-way. It is a one fall to a finish. First female competitor to gain a pinfall or submission will be the winner and the new or reigning NWA World Women's Champion.
And the thing is, the champion could lose the belt tonight and not be pinned.
Yes. Does not have to be involved in the decision to lose the champion.
Babe having some words for her competitors.
Well, she's stepping out of the ring here. Now there's no countouts, no disqualifications in a fatal four-way match. So,
but if she leaves and one of the other competitors gets pinned,
right,
she loses the title.
She does.
I'm not scared.
Mickie James starting to fire this fan base up here at Oklahoma City, here at Oklamania. And Amber Gallows is headed to the outside here, so it looks like we're going to start things off. We thought it was a fatal four-way. We're going to start off with, oh, wait a minute. Now Mickie James slides out of the ring. She's going right after Amber O'Neal.
I don't know if they have some kind of strategy, some plan they put together long ahead of tonight.
So both Amber O'Neal, Gallows, and Mickie James are on the outside. So this is going to start off as a one-on-one competition here. Nikki Knight here against Angelina Love. It is a fatal four-way, and only pinfalls and submissions can account into a decision here. And the person that gains a pinfall or submission will be the NWA Women's Champion. Knight going into the corner, Angelina Love. Nice monkey flip right to the center of the ring.
Yes, Nikki Knight, she's got a great
going for the cover, hang on, one. Just a one count here on the kick out. Nice hook of the leg though. Oh! Chin buster there here from Angelina Love. Now going to the corner looking for, oh, a monkey flip of her own, sending Nikki Knight down. Here's a cover, lateral press, hook of the leg. And it looks like he's a one count there. Knight able to kick out. Mickie James back up on the apron here, Eddie.
I'm not sure what she's thinking right now, whether she's actually going to get involved. But until she gets inside the ring.
So Mickie James back in. Oh, down. She goes to the outside. And Angelina Love caught up in the ropes. Here's roll up. Just a 2 count there. Really surprised her there. Oh, here's a roll up of Angelina Love. And did we get a 1 count? Looks like we got a 1 count there.
And Amber O'Neal grabbed it from the outside.
I do what I want, so.
Amber O'Neal go for the double clothesline, and they send her down with a double elbow. And now Amber O'Neal Gallows, there goes the champ to the outside.
think Nikki Knight and Angelina Love are going to make it a one-on-one competition for that belt by keeping these other two competitors on the outside so they can't score a pin.
Again, the title is on the line. The Women's Championship of the World in the National Wrestling Alliance here. Mickie James, Amber O'Neal Gallows is the champ, along with Angelina Love and Nikki Knight, who are in the ring.
And these two competitors that are in the ring have two different styles. Angelina Love has a little bit more high-flying style, and Nikki Knight has more of a MMA ground pound style.
And certainly, you could say Nikki Knight has an advantage on the strength side. Oh, and the power side is Mickie James sends Angelina Love down. Here comes Amber O'Neal from behind of Nikki Knight, and now she's just wailing away the Bullet Babe with the right hands. And now a boot to the midsection there of Nikki Knight. Face down to the canvas with authority there from Amber O'Neal Gallows. Going for the elbow drop, she connects into the cover. Kind of a lazy cover there, gets a 2 count though. And now Mickie James slides back into the ring here. Now Mickie James and Amber O'Neal talking things over here. Oh! Right to the back of Nikki Knight. Here's the cover. And what's going on here? Amber O'Neal just...
Amber's not going to easily step back and let Mickie James win that world title.
No. Mickie James sends Angelina Love back down onto the mat on the outside. Amber O'Neal with the right hand. She's getting some help here from Mickie James, and now both women with the foot right to the throat of Nikki Knight. And the referee trying to back them off. The one thing about this, Eddie, no disqualifications here in a fatal four-way.
Well,
so when the referee gets involved, he's really just making a suggestion. He's not making a demand.
That's it. He's making a suggestion. But they're not going to win unless somebody's shoulders are on the count, and the referee makes that count. Unless there's a submission. And that quite possibly could happen because all 4 of these competitors know many submission moves and have used them throughout their careers.
Absolutely. So Mickie James sends Nikki Knight to the corner. Amber O'Neal Gallows sends Nikki Knight to the other turnbuckle. Looks like they're just having some fun right now, Andy.
Well, they may be thinking about having fun, but I know Angelina Love and Nikki Knight, this battle's not over.
Single leg takedown. Mickie James sends Nikki Knight down, and Mickie James going for the world title. And Amber O'Neal says no. 2 count, and now Mickie James interrupts the proceedings here as Amber O'Neal tried to retain the title there.
There's no doubt. They may have tried to team up a little bit to wear down the other 2 competitors, but there can only be one winner, and there's going to be one world champion.
Side Russian leg sweep there from Gallows. She goes for the cover. 1, 2, and looks like 1, 2, and again the shoulder up. And this time Mickie James pulls on the hair of Amber O'Neal Gallows. Amber O'Neal's just kind of trying to stress to Mickie James, we're a team, but I'm the champ. I don't want to keep my title. And looks like the little friendship.
Things have turned around a little bit.
Things are coming to a head here when it comes to this friendship or this alliance between Mickie James and Amber O'Neal Gallows.
Well, in the sport of professional wrestling, there's really no friends. Everyone wants to be the champ.
So now it looks like Mickie James and Amber O'Neal Gallows are going to tango here as Mickie James, I thought we were going to get a collar and elbow tie up there, but it looks like we just get an embrace and a hug. This is surprising to me.
More of the psychology. I know they have some kind of plan in store.
Oh, Angelina Love from behind, double clothesline, sends James and Gallows down. Angelina Love fired up here. And both James and Gallows don't know what hit him as Angelina Love back on the offensive here. Love sending Gallows over to James in the corner. Now Nikki Knight hung up in the corner. 3 women on the turnbuckle here. Oh, and a face plant there from Nikki Knight to Amber O'Neal Gallows. And a cutter there from Angelina Love. She's going for the title here. 1, 2, and a kick out.
And Nikki Knight with that spear.
One. And a kick out this time from the champ. Mickie James. And we talk about how many times she's been champion in the variety of different companies. Both Love and Nikki Knight ascending to the second rope here, Eddie.
Well, all the competitors have made their presence known in this match, but there can only be one.
Mickie James pulling Angelina Love down. James, whoa. Those two nearly collided here. Angelina Love pulls Mickie James from behind, grab a full head of hair, as does Nikki Knight on Gallows, and oh, the double noggin knocker sends them both down. This fatal four-way full of action here in Oklahoma City. Again, this is for the NWA World Women's Championship. Here's the cover. Just a 2 count, Nikki Knight nearly became the women's champion of the National Wrestling Alliance.
History being made.
Nikki Knight now working on the champ Gallows. Again, she doesn't have to be involved in the decision. Here's a roll-up, shoulders are down. And a kick out there from the Bullet Babe. Oh, what a kick from Gallows. Bringing her to the center of the ring. Oh! Here's the cover. That could be it. 1, 2, 3. And we still have a champion. Looks like Amber O'Neal Gallows able to get Nikki Knight down for the 3 count. Just was able to hold her down for 3.
Just barely. I actually thought she'd kicked out, but according to the referee, our senior referee, there was a 3 count. Amber O'Neal has retained the NWA Women's title.
So the Bullet Babe, despite heavy challenges from Angelina Love and even IWR's own Nikki Knight, Amber O'Neal Gallows still the women's champion of the National Wrestling Alliance.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, from the Moose Nation, the newest member of TNA,
Well, you heard Justin Roberts say it, Eddie Adamson. Moose, the newest member of the TNA roster, made an immediate impact, interrupting a match between Eddie Edwards and Bobby Lashley, a title-for-title match just recently on Impact Wrestling. And you could say that Moose, formerly of Ring of Honor, has made an immediate impact in Impact Wrestling.
Oh, there's no doubt. This is a guy that was trained by another tough guy, Mr. Hughes. Made his debut in 2012 after playing in the National Football League. One of the biggest free agents in the sport of professional wrestling, has a huge following all around the world. In his short time in the business, he's made a certain impact. And tonight, he's at Oklamania.
One of the fastest rising stars in the world of professional wrestling in TNA, Eddie Adamson. EC3, Ethan Carter III, the 2-time TNA heavyweight champion of the world. And we're getting to see a matchup here in Oklamania that the fans at Impact Wrestling aren't going to get to see for perhaps a few weeks, a few months, maybe even later on this year.
There's no doubt these two competitors are competing tonight in the IWR, but you're going to see them competing throughout the world very soon. because both of them are world-class athletes capable of carrying that world heavyweight title and defending it.
EC3 has made an impact in the last couple of years in the world of TNA wrestling. Moose certainly just arriving on the scene in Impact Wrestling, but as you mentioned, one of the top 3 agents in the world of professional wrestling. A lot of folks were wondering, was he staying in Ring of Honor? Was he going to WWE? But he ends up in Impact Wrestling, and as I said earlier, making an immediate impact, getting involved in a title for champion versus champion match on Impact Wrestling. Absolutely.
And the fans were expecting to see a great one-on-one competition, but this guy changed the game. Of course, Ethan Carter III, EC3, has held titles in other promotions as well. He worked in OVW, down in Florida Championship Wrestling.
An elbow tie starts things off between two as athletically gifted stars as we have in the sport right now. Moose with a little bit of certainly a height and a strength advantage, but don't take anything away from EC3.
There's no doubt. Moose, he's a guy. Bobby Lashley, when you compare him to Moose, Bobby Lashley is very cut, very athletic and in style. This guy is just a strong man, period.
These two men lock up one more time here in the middle of the ring. We mentioned Moose certainly with a decided strength advantage here, but EC3 able to use some leverage and get Moose in the corner here. These men won't let each other go. Moose tried to get that right hand, but EC3 showed a little bit of his speed advantage here in this match, ducking out of the way and into the side headlock. We talked about Moose, certainly you talked about him being a brute here, Eddie, but he's certainly still young in his professional wrestling career. He spent a lot of time in the National Football League and has made the transition very quick, but what else does he need to learn about the sport?
A lot of the psychology, honestly, because guys like EC3 who've been in the business for a while and been around many other great superstars that they've learned from, they've got a bag of tricks, and he's got to learn to add some more to his bag of tricks.
Well, he's certainly got the fans here in Oklahoma City behind him as he sends Ethan Carter down to the mat. Here's Moose off of the ropes. Carter going for the hip toss here. Look at the leverage, and then you talk about the psychology there. That's Ethan Carter trying to use that leverage, looking for the backslide, but Moose has the decided strength advantage, and this is one of the things that he's been able to exploit in his young time in the professional wrestling industry.
And there's no doubt, even though he's just a big, strong brute, he's also very grounded in professional wrestling and maneuver.
He's got the fans behind him here in Oklahoma City. He just puts that arm up in the air, and he already gets the people saying Moose. Now EC3 getting away from technique right here as Moose back with the upper hand.
There's no doubt EC3 is going to have to think up a game plan to take on the big
Oh,
guy.
what a drop kick. The big man, Moose. Now, Moose stands at 6'5", 309 pounds, and he just nailed a drop kick to Ethan Carter III, who was sitting on the top turnbuckle. That's some agility you didn't expect to see from a man of his size. Now here's Moose, looking like he was going to go over the top rope, and this time he said, no, I don't think so. I'm just going right outside to get EC3.
But you mentioned his agility and jump around the ring and do high-flying moves and drop kicks. He reminds me of another guy from the NFL, William Freezer Thompson. Another big guy in the NFL who can do all kinds of things, jump around. He never made the jump to professional wrestling like Moose has.
It was just a one-night-only appearance for William Perry in the World Pro Wrestling, right?
Absolutely.
But he's a guy who I think could have had a lot of success in this industry had he decided to come participate. Moose.
He could have, but Moose made the decision to leave his lucrative career in the National Football League to pursue his passion in the sport of professional wrestling.
Now Moose working on the back of EC3 here. He has spent the last couple of years in Ring of Honor, making quite a name for himself. Feel the following from Moose as soon as he arrived here in Oklahoma City. Fans so excited to see him once he arrived at the convention center for Oklamania, which took place right before the event here tonight, as EC3 trying to boot to the midsection, but Moose continues to work on the head. Snapmare takeover here. EC3 just look dazed right now. Moose going off with the ropes 1 time, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and into the reverse chin lock.
Well, you know, when he runs the ropes like that and then goes to an entirely different maneuver, you know EC3 is totally surprised.
Moose with that strength, he's able to get that leverage being right on top of EC3. EC3 able to roll out. 2-time heavyweight champion of the world in TNA wrestling. Every time EC3 escapes, Moose is right there, this time on the left hand. A couple of jabs with the left, and now Moose going for that discus punch, and EC3, oh, with the enziguri! Now EC3 going back to a vertical base here. To face one of his newest TNA rivals before they step foot into the 6-sided ring. EC3 off the ropes this time. Going for Moose, oh! Sending Moose down, goes up and over. Almost turned him inside out, Eddie.
Well, EC3 is used to against great competitors, there's no doubt. He won the world title the first time from Kurt Angle.
Here's EC3 going for the EC3 splash. We had the stinger here earlier. Oh! Face buster, sending Moose down to the canvas. Ethan Carter. Going to be looking for the 1%er here. And look, going for it, but Moose sends him off the rope. There's the drop kick one more time from Moose. And again, showing that agility, Eddie.
That vertical leap he's got, caught it right on the top of the head. It's hard to explain how much force it takes to get that big a body off the ground that high, and he does it with ease.
Trying to get onto EC3 in the corner. Missile drop kick there from EC3. And Moose, who could be facing Ethan Carter III very soon. DDT. Cover, and a kick out from Moose.
EC3 thought he had that.
He looked like he got all of that with that DDT. He hooked the leg. He was in perfect position. The referee was right there to make the count quickly. Just a 2 count. Ethan Carter III over Moose. Here's Ethan Carter going for that 1%er one more time, but able to connect. Moose sends him to the corner. Moose, both hands on the oh! Choke slam powerbomb! Oh! A 2 count! I thought that was it!
I did too. I think all the fans did too. By the narrowest of margins, to be able to get this shoulder up off the mat.
Certainly. He thought he was finally able to put away Ethan Carter III, who's gone for that 1%er a couple of times in this match. If EC3 is able to hit it, that's going to be all she wrote for Moose, but Moose in control right now after hitting that devastating powerbomb. Moose, second rope to the third. Oh, going for the crossbody! Couldn't hit it, ducking out of the way. Here's EC3 with the roll-up. Oh, he got him!
EC3.
EC3 with the victory here, Eddie. A surprise victory here over Moose.
There's no doubt. But that shows why he's a 2-time former world heavyweight champion and why it's very likely in the very near future he'll get another shot at that title and very likely to walk away.
And you mentioned earlier in the match, Eddie, it's the psychology that Moose needs to learn as he improves and ascends in the levels of professional wrestling. He was outsmarted there by EC3 in this one at the end.
And it was. But you know, there's no doubt these two competitors are going to meet again. And the next time, Moose is going to remember he's gaining that knowledge each match that he has. Even though he's a great competitor now, he's going up to the next level.
Moose going for that high-risk maneuver with the springboard crossbody missing. And then EC3 with a quick roll-up for the victory. What a great match here at Oklamania in Oklahoma City.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest scheduled for one fall is for the IWR Revolutionary Championship.
You know, we talk about legends and legendary families in the world of professional wrestling, Eddie Adamson. The Guerreros out of El Paso, Texas are as legendary as they come. And here comes Chavo Guerrero, who sometimes I feel is one of the most underrated professional wrestlers in the history of our sport.
There's no doubt. He may be underrated by some, but that's never held him back. You know, he was the former ECW World Heavyweight Champion.
He's won world titles, world cruiserweight titles, a very gifted tag team wrestler, winning titles with his late great uncle, Eddie Guerrero.
With Hernandez and TNA.
And now making a name for himself in the world of Lucha Underground, going back to his roots in the lucha style of professional wrestling.
And there's no doubt that he wants this revolutionary title. Last night at Oklamania Day 1 at Shawnee at the Fire Lake Arena, after Kyle successfully defended that revolutionary title, Chavo Guerrero came out and attacked him from behind and said he's taking the belt tonight at Oklamania. There he is.
Representing the Aero Club here in Oklahoma is Coyote, the reigning and defending IWR Revolutionary Championship.
This is a guy that won the title back in January of this year and has defended it all across the territory. He won it in a four-way match with Matt Seidel, taking it away from Montego Seeger, the leader of the Terror Squad here in the IWR. He said he'd take on all comers and anyone that wanted a shot at the title, and tonight he's got a tough one.
Introduce first, the champion from El Paso, Texas. Round 2, 113 pounds. He is one of the stars of Lucha Underground. He is a member of the famous Guerrero Wrestling family. And ladies and gentlemen, Chavo Guerrero! Representing the Chickasaw Nation from Hardwood, Oklahoma, rank 200 pound he is the current IWR Revolutionary Champion. This is Kyle!
Coyote's got his war paint on here, Eddie. He's ready for war here against Chavo Guerrero for the IWR Revolutionary Championship.
We've got two competitors who are both very proud of their heritage. With Chavo Guerrero and his Mexican heritage, Coyote, the Chickasaw warrior, and his Native American heritage. But the only thing that matters tonight is who walks home with that title belt.
60-minute time limit, one fall to the finish. Chavo Guerrero can pin or make Coyote submit, he will be the new IWR Revolutionary Champion. Now, Eddie, for the folks that aren't as familiar with IWR and the Revolutionary Title, can you kind of explain perhaps the lineage and what that title means to this organization here?
The Revolutionary Title can be compared to a cruiserweight or an X Division title. It's more of a high-flying, the guys that are more into not the MMA style of professional wrestling, the style of ground and pound, the roots. These are guys who you can see climb to the top rope, do a flip and land, and then take something out with a clothesline.
Guys not afraid to use high-risk maneuvers here, as here in the early going. It looks like Chavo Guerrero with the early advantage here on Coyote. Again, we mentioned about Chavo Guerrero, one of the most, again, legendary families in the Guerrero family. Everyone talks about Eddie Guerrero, and certainly Chavo's father, Chavo, they call him Chavo Classic, but Chavo Sr. But, I mean, you look at Chavo's resume here, Eddie, and all the titles he's won all over the globe for a variety of different promotions. He's as decorated as anybody in the history of the business.
There's no doubt. He's a guy that easily could win the title tonight, but it's not going to be easy if he wants to take that title.
Yeah, Coyote certainly decorated in his own right in independent promotions all over the country. And again, in hometown, he's got a hometown kind of feel here. He's from Ardmore, Oklahoma, but he's got fans from his home state all here ready to cheer him on. As Chavo looks like he was trying to go for a cover here, but Coyote's got that shoulder up, unable to get a cover here. Right now, Chavo in control has got a shoulder down, just a 1 count there. Early advantage here for Chavo Guerrero. Most recently, he's won the Gift of the Gods Championship in Lucha Underground. It's virtually guaranteed him an opportunity for their heavyweight championship. And kick up there from Coyote. And he's showing his agility here as well, and one of the reasons he's the Revolutionary Champion here in the IWR.
In Coyote, there's no doubt. He's faced competitors. He pinned John Morrison at one of our super shows. Former WWE star.
You mentioned the fatal four-way match in which he won the title. Matt Seidel was in that match. A lot of the WWE fans know as Evan Bourne. He's had some pretty classic feuds with some of the other.
He's traveled around the country. He was down in Puerto Rico with WWC and held the title, worked with the National Wrestling Alliance and held many titles with them, and found his home here in the IWR, and now has his hands on the Revolutionary Title, and he does not want to give that up under any circumstances.
Right now, Chavo working on that side headlock of Coyote. He tries to work a vertical base, but look at the veteran Chavo Guerrero. Gets him back to a vertical base, rakes on the head for a second, then back to a takeover. Get him back almost into a near fall situation there with the shoulders on the mat of Coyote. Forces Chavo Guerrero, sends him down with a shoulder tackle to Chavo. Oh, nice drop toe hold there from Coyote. Into the front face lock here, and now Coyote in control of this one. So started off with the early advantage for Chavo, but Coyote's been able to get in there and take some advantage with a few holds as well.
Well, there's no doubt. And Chavo, he's not a newcomer to the IWR. He's competed in several other cards, and I've watched him watch Coyote and scout him leading up to tonight.
2, 3, on the ropes.
Chavo working on that rear naked choke. Is Coyote able to get to the ropes, and the referee breaks it up here. Both men get some separation here. Again, 60-minute time limit here. The IWR Revolutionary Championship on the line here. Chavo Guerrero, the challenger, against Coyote, the Revolutionary Champion. Like they were going for a knuckle lock, side headlock, off of the ropes here. Coyote sends Chavo down and to the outside. What power there from Coyote.
And certainly Coyote's going to take advantage of this opportunity.
Coyote currently in the ring. Chavo escaping to the outside, just kind of regrouping here. He's got a 5 count going here. Can't win the title on the outside. Chavo just taking his time.
Well, you know, you mentioned
Coyote's not letting Chavo get back in the ring. Oh! Off of the ropes and down goes Coyote. And now Chavo back on the advantage here. He was kind of luring him in. Oh! Beautiful European uppercut there from Chavo Guerrero.
Get off his hair. Come on, man.
Once again, sending Coyote down to the canvas. What impact there from Chavo Guerrero.
you know, both of these competitors are so well grounded in the fundamentals of professional wrestling.
As you mentioned, Chavo's no stranger to championships, winning the ECW championship once in the new ECW.
And you mentioned the tag teams that Chavo Guerrero was part of. Well, Coyote is also a team. It's a Taco.
What a clothesline into the cover, and a 2 count there. Coyote nearly saw that IWR Revolutionary Title escape his hands.
Well, both these competitors have competed as tag teams and as singles, and they've had success both in both competitions.
Coyote trying to get some help here from the fans in Oklahoma City. He gets back to a vertical base here as Chavo continues to work on that chin lock and send him down to the canvas. Looks like he got a bit of the hair here. Referee asked him, he says, no, I didn't get him. I got him by the head, not by the hair. Nevertheless, Coyote's still down on the mat. Oh! Belly to back suplex here. Into the cover, hook of the leg, and just a 2 count. Coyote. Get out just in the nick of time to retain his title. 4 now.
And although both of these competitors are great at wrestling, mat wrestling, neither one of them are afraid to go to a little bit of the extreme to win a match.
Chavo Guerrero continues now to work on the leg here, and now working on the chest of Coyote. Oh! Working on that knee right now. Chavo Guerrero just stomping on it at this time. Oh no. Well, you mentioned the extreme here, Eddie. Here it is. Go into that. No. Chavo, stop. No. Oh, no! What does that do to the knee going that hard into that steel ring post?
Well, could quite possibly could end this match.
I mean,
And Chavo knows that.
it's going to be difficult for Coyote to get back standing up again.
But it plays into this veteran isolating a body part and going after it and after it and after it to try to get a submission win and take that title.
Well, not only that, but Coyote's no stranger going to the air, and if you take out his legs, he can't go to the air. Can't climb that top rope, but here's Coyote fighting back here on Chavo. Oh, and again, a drop toe hold here from Chavo Guerrero, and now he's working on that knee again. Submission maneuver here. Referee checking on Coyote.
Is he going to give up?
Look at that.
A
Submission
maneuver like this, it could easily happen.
Submission maneuver
Are
here.
we going to see a new IWR Revolutionary Champion?
Coyote does not tap out here, but it looks like he may have lost the grip to Chavo Guerrero. Now he's working on the arm and the shoulder here now, but he's still got that leg kind of buckled behind him, almost a modified STF there. Here's Chavo Guerrero again working on that left knee, and he's got it grapevine underneath his legs as well. Referee checking here on Coyote here, Eddie. Seeing if he wants to give it up. If he submits right here, we'll have a new IWR champion. Coyote trying to fight out of it.
I've seen Coyote get out of some very tough situations, but nothing as
Right hands.
precarious as this.
Right hands to the back of the head of Chavo Guerrero. And now going for that tomahawk chop, and you can tell Coyote is bothered by all the punishment on that left knee. And Coyote elevates and gets the tomahawk chop right to the head of Chavo Guerrero. Lateral press, just a 1 count as Chavo able to kick out.
With his knee and leg in the shape it's in, it's going to be hard for him to make a good pin. But he's trying. He looks like he's trying to go to the top rope, even though
This may be a mistake here, Eddie. He has 1 leg. Going to the top, going for a frog splash, trying to take a maneuver away from Chavo Guerrero, and Chavo gets out of the way.
He was able to get to the top. But because that bad leg, it wasn't quick enough.
And here he goes. Oh, there's one suplex. We've seen this before, Eddie.
He's won many matches with it. Are we going to see a title change tonight?
Two suplex. And the third, the Three Amigos. And you can see the point to the sky from Chavo signaling the late, great Eddie Guerrero, his uncle, and you can hear the Eddie chants from the crowd here in Oklahoma City. Now Chavo going to the top, and Coyote able to get there and stop Eddie Guerrero here. Coyote going to the top here. What are we going to see here, Eddie? Looking for a superplex, but Chavo trying to fight out of it. Right hand, headbutt, sending Coyote down.
And with that bad leg, it's going to be hard for him to get back up.
Chavo going to the top, looking for the frog splash! Frog splash! The cover! Oh, Coyote got his feet on the ropes. We could have had a new champion there, Eddie.
That is great ring presence, knowing exactly where you are when you can put your foot on the rope after a frog splash like that.
A devastating frog splash from Chavo Guerrero, nearly one of the IWR, into the roll-up, small package, 1, 2, 3, he got him, he retains, Coyote retains.
One of the hardest fought battles of his career. He has retained the IWR Revolutionary Title against Chavo Jr.
What a match we saw here tonight in Oklahoma City for the Revolutionary Title. Coyote, again, as you mentioned here, Eddie, perhaps one of the toughest title defenses that he's seen since becoming the Revolutionary Champion. Chavo Guerrero was inches away. If that left foot, the right foot of Coyote were a few inches away from that bottom rope, we would have seen a new Revolutionary Champion after he hit that devastating frog splash. But unfortunately for Chavo, oh, Chavo! What is this?
The match is over. This is not called for at all.
Unbelievable. Oh! Shoulder first into the steel ring post.
Actions like this are disrespectful for his entire family.
This is, into the guardrail on the outside. Chavo obviously disappointed that he's unable to come up with the title.
He's beyond disappointed. He's infuriated. He thought he was going to walk in here, get that title, and leave with it.
He may very well leave with it. He's stepping to the ring with that championship in his hand. The IWR Revolutionary Title. Oh. And what utter disrespect to the IWR and the Revolutionary Title, just throwing it into the center of the ring.
And our Revolutionary fans that come out and support the Revolutionary Champion, for him to just throw a title belt in there and walk off like it means nothing.
Chavo Guerrero, you can't argue his competitive nature in this match. Again, a few inches away from becoming the Revolutionary Champion, but Coyote able to get the feet on the ropes, able to escape, and then with an inside cradle, able to just very closely beat Chavo Guerrero for the 3 count here tonight in Oklahoma City.
No doubt. And when he gets this championship belt back in his hands, he's a man who will carry it proudly, representing the Chickasaw Nation and all the people who are Revolutionary fans. He is our IWR Revolutionary Champion, Coyote.
Successful title defense for Coyote. More coming your way here at Oklamania next. Eddie, a phenomenal night of action so far here at our first ever Oklamania here at the Cox Convention Center. What a night of action. Kicking things off with a huge Battle Royal victory by Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Dalton Castle with a big win, and we saw EC3 defeat Moose. It's been so fun so far. My favorite part of the night so far, Coyote winning just in the nick of time against Chavo Guerrero.
Absolutely. There's no doubt that here in the IWR you're subject to seeing anything, and we bring the best of the best here because we are the new breed of old school in professional wrestling, and each and every one of the great fans here at Oklamania is seeing some great old school professional wrestling with some of the newest and best and brightest and legends of the sport of professional wrestling.
Yeah, we are not through yet here at Oklahoma City at the Cox Convention Center. Still more to come. Here the IWR Heavyweight Championship is going to be on the line, but coming up next, the two legends, royalty in professional wrestling and especially in the state of Tennessee. The King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett, goes one-on-one with the King of Wrestling, Jerry the King Lawler.
There's no doubt. Jerry Lawler, a guy who's held 168 championships in the sport of professional wrestling. Jarrett, the father of Jeff Jarrett, was partners with Jerry Lawler. So this family goes back a long ways. And tonight, there's going to be some scores settled here in the ring.
Not to mention, there's got to be a lot of bad blood between those two families battling for the territory in Tennessee back in the heydays of professional wrestling. You talk about the Memphis territory, how impactful that was in the history of this business. And then you got the Jarretts over in Nashville. Certainly, things are going to come to a head. A lot of legendary hostility and animosity coming to the head tonight here at Oklamania. Coming up next, it's Jeff Jarrett, the King of the Mountain, going one-on-one with Jerry the King Lawler here at Oklamania.
I'm having a blast here. I love announcing tonight. It's been fun. I'm a little bit hesitant to come out and announce right now. Only because there's a man back there that was the voice when I was watching WCW. He created so many memories because he made them special. Then watching WWE, the same thing. He made so many special moments that much more special. Then I got to work with him at WWE, and it was an honor. He's back there, and you can't hear his voice from back there. So, if it's cool with you, I would like to hand this microphone over to a special guest ring announcer for this next match. He is from right here in Oklahoma. And he is the Hall of Fame voice of wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, good old Jarrett.
Well, I think Justin Roberts couldn't have said it any better, Eddie. The legend, the Hall of Famer, good old JR, Jim Ross. He's the reason you and I both are here. We're so excited to be here at Oklamania, partially because of Jim Ross.
Absolutely.
Thank you all. Appreciate being here. Thanks for turning out and supporting our group efforts to bring pro wrestling back to Oklahoma in a respectable way. And so I hope you're enjoying a real pro wrestling card here tonight. We hope you come back next time we're in your area, and we will be back in the area at some point in time. And so, and thanks for being here. Hope you're enjoying yourself. And we got some great matches coming up, and I'm really excited to introduce this one. I've been looking forward to this match, quite frankly. I'd like to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, he is from Music City, USA. He is the King of the Mountain. He and his wife Karen, who will be accompanying him, are the founders of Global Force Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, at 222 pounds, please welcome Jeff Jarrett.
Tonight, Eddie Adamson, we've seen some of the legendary families in professional wrestling step into the ring here in Oklahoma City. One of the legendary families in the state of Tennessee and obviously in the world of professional wrestling are the Jarretts. And here comes Jeff Jarrett, a founder of the original TNA Wrestling and now a founder of Global Force Wrestling, coming to the ring by Karen Jarrett. And you can't take anything away from the things the King of the Mountain has accomplished in his pro wrestling career.
No doubt, he's held 11 world championships. And when you talk about the Tennessee territory, anyone in the sport of professional wrestling came through there. And Jeff's dad, Jerry Jarrett and Jerry Lawler, had a hand in shaping so many people's careers over the years.
Jeff Jarrett, again, so well decorated. You mentioned the world titles in WCW, the NWA, TNA Wrestling as well.
Down in Mexico with AAA, held their version of the world title down in Mexico.
He's also a 6-time Intercontinental Champion. He's had some great matches, great feuds in the world of the WWE, former tag team champion with the late great Owen Hart.
And proudly represented the National Wrestling Alliance, carrying their world heavyweight title. And at one time was world tag team title holders with Jerry the King Lawler.
Jeff Jarrett certainly taking his time to step into the ring.
And ladies and gentlemen, the King of the Mountain's opponent, also from the great state of Tennessee, from Memphis. And he's my former broadcast partner, WWE Hall of Famer, waiting unknown, Jerry the King Lawler!
What an ovation for Jerry the King Lawler, Eddie Adamson.
He's a man who's been around the globe, represented every major wrestling promotion, and held titles. He won the AWA World Heavyweight title, and then unified the AWA in the World Class and CWA World titles when he defeated Kerry Von Erich in Chicago, Illinois.
Which was, for people who don't know the history, was a huge deal at the time, that unification bout with Jerry the King Lawler.
Kerry Von Erich said it greatly. He said there's only one world, there should be only one world champion. And he faced off against Jerry the King Lawler. And Jerry walked out the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world that night.
And you mentioned it earlier too, Eddie, the amount of titles, just total titles, that Jerry the King Lawler has won.
Now, last night at Oklamania Day 1, Jeff Jarrett had some very disparaging words to say about the King and the fact that he is the only king coming from Tennessee as King of the Mountain.
Saying he's the real king of pro wrestling. It isn't Jerry the King Lawler. Lawler's got a microphone now.
Let's wrestle. Let's wrestle for old time's sake. Come on. Let's go.
We can't. Does anybody have a cane, Jerry?
So Karen, does he need a cane or a wheelchair or a hearing aid? First of all, thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for the chant and all of that sort of stuff. This is awesome to be here with this great event. And it's awesome to be in the same ring with the King of the Mountain. No, please. Such a lovely couple. I remember when you married Karen. Remember when you told me she looked like a Barbie doll?
And then when I saw her, I said, "You're right, she's plastic and brainless." I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. Where are you going?
I don't know. Where are you going?
I'm just admiring her. I'm just admiring her. Whoa, there it is. There it is. Are you proud of that? That caboose is as big as a moose. Do you realize that?
Karen Jarrett none too happy with the words of one Jerry the King Lawler. He's never been short on one-liners.
Shut my microphone off. You want to use it? You want to use the microphone? Everybody here, Karen, would love to hear. Everybody here would love to hear a talking hemorrhoid. So go ahead and say something.
Jerry the King Lawler is on par when it comes to verbal sparring with anyone like Dusty Rhodes or any other great guy in the ring on the mic. Jerry is on the Mount Rushmore.
Of course, we had Jim Ross out here. Him and JR were broadcast colleagues for a long, long time. And Jeff Jarrett once again having words with ring announcer Justin Roberts.
Well, you know, a lot of the fans nowadays may only know Jerry the King Lawler from his commentary with the WWE. But in the Mid-South territory, here in Oklahoma, Tennessee, down in Dallas, Texas with World Class, the King, back in the 80s, proved why he was called the King.
Don't you remember the legendary altercation with the late, great Andy Kaufman? We're done here.
Karen's wanting to go home, call it an early night.
Well, Karen just took her shoes off a second ago, and Jeff is on the outside.
The fans getting into it, kind of encouraging them to leave. One of the fans in particular, if you look across, sign guy, goes to a lot of the WWE events, is certainly with the Revolution, with some very interesting signs for Jeff Jarrett tonight.
Jerry getting the chance here from the fans in Oklahoma City here tonight at Oklamania. And I thought we were going to get a legend versus legend match here, Eddie. I thought this was going to be something that we could all look forward to. The fact that we were all proud to be here for. Whoa!
Now Jeff Jarrett putting his hands on the referee. That'll cost him some money here in the IWR.
But certainly the match hasn't begun. The bell never rang. Now it looks like Jeff's got a microphone.
Jim, I want to apologize to you right now. And I mean that with every breath in my body. Jerry, I came here tonight, and I want you to listen up. I want you to listen real good. This man right here in IWR called me and said, "Hey, we're having Oklamania. It's going to be a great event celebrating professional wrestling that I grew up watching you and respecting you. And if there's one person walking God's green earth that is responsible for me being not a wrestler, not a promoter, but the biggest wrestling fan in the world, it's you." Shut up, I'm talking. But Jerry, you may have had 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wives, I don't know, but that's my wife. And you're not going to shut up. You're not going to disrespect her. You're not going to talk down to that precious queen. That what crap is so passe. Would you guys get up with 2016, please? Jerry, the business has passed you by. I'm going to make you regret every word that came out of your mouth tonight, because this is my ring, and when I get done with you tonight, you're going to understand you don't ever quit looking at her. You don't ever disrespect Jeff Jarrett.
Well, strong words from Jeff Jarrett. Seems to be very upset at the words of Jerry the King Lawler, saying disrespectful to that of Karen Jarrett. The bell is rung. We're underway here, Eddie.
And there's no doubt what Jeff said was absolutely true. I know for a fact that he watched Jerry the King Lawler as he was growing up. Jerry Lawler debuted in 1970. Jeff Jarrett debuted in 1986. Happened to see it live when he was broke into the business by superstar Bill Dundee.
So many years later, and yet both these men were once tag team champions together. What a right hand from Jeff Jarrett, sending Jerry the King Lawler down.
These two guys know each other's styles. They've seen each other over the years.
They worked out together. They traveled the roads together, Eddie. They were tag team champions together. You don't become champions without building some sort of camaraderie. So it's so interesting to see these two men in the ring against each other.
Not only were they world tag team champions, they actually were in a movie together, Life with Mikey, with Michael J. Fox. Both of them were in the movie together as professional wrestlers. These guys know each other. They know their families. They know their kids. They know everything about each and every one of them. But tonight, they're hoping to prove once and for all who is the king.
Now, Jerry Lawler's always been considered the king, obviously the king of Memphis, but certainly the king of wrestling. And Jeff Jarrett has always tried to ascend to that level. And ironically, his nickname now, the King of the Mountain, here at Global Force Wrestling, and certainly all the stops previously before. But has he ever really been able to elevate to the level of notoriety, popularity of that of Jerry the King Lawler?
Well, he certainly tried. He's known worldwide. You can't take anything away from him,
no.
even though he got all the respect in the world for Jerry Lawler and things that the King has accomplished. He's his own man. He's proved himself around the world.
And we talked about it. So decorated. These two men in the ring right now may be the most decorated men in the history of the business. What a right hand again from Jeff Jarrett, and Jerry Lawler. Perhaps a step slower than we're used to seeing him, but has been able to get it done in the ring for so many years and still gets it done to this day. He still finds time to get in the ring.
And that right hand from Jeff Jarrett, people that don't know, Jerry Lawler has one of the strongest right hands of anyone. I saw him take Hulk Hogan down one time. He actually has a pinfall win over Andre the Giant years ago.
He's got that devastating right hand, and when he goes to the top with it, that diving fist drop of his has put many a professional wrestler away. Jeff Jarrett's been on the early advantage throughout this one so far, as Jerry the King Lawler, Jeff Jarrett, two of the legends again. Again, we talk about Tennessee wrestling. Eddie, can you illustrate how important the state of Tennessee was to the history of professional wrestling?
Well, you have to understand, anyone that's in the sport of professional wrestling or have came through the Tennessee territory. You had Stone Cold Steve Austin when he came through. Hulk Hogan, actually Jerry the King Lawler signed for him to get his first car when he was a professional wrestler there in the Memphis territory. So the Memphis territory meant more than just the Tennessee territory. It meant something to the entire world.
Absolutely. And Jeff Jarrett in control here as we speak. Jerry Lawler back on his feet here. Hasn't taken Jarrett lightly. But Jarrett, look, he's almost changing color here to how red he is in terms of anger that he is towards Jerry the King Lawler for the words he said about Karen Jarrett earlier in the match.
And you can certainly understand that. But you also have to understand, a legend like Jerry Lawler doesn't do anything just to be doing it.
Yeah.
It's done for a reason. It's done to get into his head, to get him off his game.
Collar and elbow here. As Jarrett backs Lawler off of the ropes. Over the back, body chop up and over, and Jerry goes down to the canvas. Lawler's starting to get a little frustrated here as he gets back to a vertical base and kind of sits up in the corner. And look at this. Jeff Jarrett just goes to the top rope, just kind of relaxing here.
Karen Jarrett over putting Jerry the King Lawler's crown on.
What disrespect. That's not her crown.
Not at all. Jerry the King Lawler has traveled the world for many years and earned that crown.
Now Lawler's finally spotted Karen wearing Jerry Lawler's crown.
And you know, there's a lot of history involved in this match. Not just the Memphis territory, the Tennessee territory, the world-class area down in Texas and Mid-South here in Oklahoma. These guys have competed everywhere. Jeff Jarrett, when he does that strut across the ring, it's called the Fargo strut in homage to the fabulous Fargos. And Jackie Fargo, as many people know, was a mentor to Jerry the King Lawler in the sport of professional wrestling.
There's just so much history in the ring right now, and the fans here in Oklahoma City have to know that they're witnessing history here with these two men in the ring at this time. King versus King, King of the Mountain versus King of Wrestling, Jeff Jarrett and Jerry Lawler. Looks like they're going a little test of strength. Oh, and a right hand from Jeff Jarrett. That's just...
And like I said earlier, these two guys know each other's style. They know what to expect and to anticipate moves. And in this case, Jeff Jarrett was just one step ahead of the King.
Jarrett. Just having some words with the fans at ringside. Jerry starting to get some support here from the Oklahoma City faithful, and now Jarrett escapes to the outside. But I think Jarrett would tell you first that it's just a psychological tactic what he's doing right there. And he's no stranger to using mind games when it comes to using them in a match to try to gain an upper hand.
Well, you don't become a world champion for any organization, and certainly not the AWA or the NWA and WCW, without playing a lot of mind games and knowing what to do to make things happen, to make a opponent be in the spot you want them to be in, not the spot they want to be in. And both of these are king of mind games, if nothing else.
I had a chance to speak with Jerry earlier today, and I don't think he was letting on how upset he was at the comments Jeff Jarrett made last night in Shawnee, Oklahoma, but you could tell it kind of irked him a little bit that Jeff Jarrett, someone he thought respected him, someone that he rode the towns with, someone that he mentored in the early days, would just say those types of things, that he wasn't the real king of wrestling, as Lawler once again goes back down with a body slam. Jeff Jarrett, one more time, sends Lawler down to the canvas. And two's not good enough. He's going to make it three. And Jarrett not going for the cover, going for that strut you were talking about earlier.
Absolutely. And every time Jerry the King Lawler sees him do that strut, it reminds him of his mentor who passed away, the fabulous one, Jackie Fargo. Just another mind game that the psychology of these two professional wrestlers have.
One of the things that always hampered Jarrett, even though he's had such a successful career, he's always tends to listen to the fans on the outside that kind of give it to him. He's always responding and sometimes takes an eye off of his opponent.
He does. He's certainly a person who, when someone says something to him, he listens. And when these fans who are tonight certainly solidly in the corner of Jerry the King Lawler, gets under his skin, as you said, he's infuriated at the King, and now he's getting frustrated at the fans.
And another right hand. And I don't know about you, Eddie, but the comments that Jeff Jarrett made yesterday in Oklahoma, calling himself the real king of wrestling. Oh, another vicious right hand from Jeff Jarrett. How much of that is just underlying jealousy from Jeff Jarrett?
Well, he knows that the King has succeeded throughout the world. Back in the day when the territories were thriving from Tokyo to Dallas, Texas to Portland, Oregon, wherever the King went, there was going to be a sellout. And Jeff Jarrett would love to be able to do that. But he came at a different time in our profession.
Jarrett punishing Jerry the King Lawler in the corner right now. And Lawler having trouble getting back up this time.
Well, there's no doubt those staggering right hands are taking a toll on Jerry Lawler.
Lawler getting back up using the aid of the ropes here. He's been back in the turnbuckle.
Well, you know, Jeff Jarrett kind of made fun some of Jerry Lawler when he had his heart attack.
Oh!
But the King recovered. Yeah. Amazing recovery, back at full strength.
And back in the ring. Oh! Another vicious right hand from the King of the Mountain, Jeff Jarrett. Oh! Once again, back in the corner. The referee has to look here that Lawler hasn't been able to get his hands up to protect himself.
But you know, Jarrett, in addition to being a great wrestler, he's a guy that still has a respect for the traditional professional wrestling.
Oh!
But he wants to be at the top of the hill. You know, one of the founding members, referee Will Gibson, tired of some of the antics from Jeff Jarrett, not going to put up with it in the IWR ring anymore.
Now Karen on the ring apron at this time. Now Jarrett going to the right hands and Jerry Lawler in the corner. Now bringing him outside to the middle of the ring. Oh! Strike after strike after strike from Jeff Jarrett. And now Jarrett calling for the microphone here.
Jeff Jarrett needs to be going for it.
1988 was our first encounter. 2016, what do you got to say? You give up? You give up? Huh, Kingfish, you give up? You can't take it. You can't take the kid. You can't take it.
Eddie, this is tough to watch right now.
What do you got to say, King? Huh? What do you got to say, King? You got one word coming out of that body? What do you got to say? Huh? Speak up. Speak up. He's speechless. He's speechless. He's speechless. The King of Wrestling is speechless in front of the King of the Mountain. King, what do you got to say? Huh? You got anything to say?
I say,
I give up.
I say,
I give up.
my turn.
Oh! Right on the nose.
And down goes the strap. Jerry Lawler not taking any prisoners right. Oh, what a drop kick!
A drop kick from the King.
Snapmare takeover in the right hand, just pummeling on the bridge of the nose of Jeff Jarrett. Jerry Lawler relentless after the beating he took in the corner.
Well, Jeff Jarrett, he's not trying to beat the King. He's trying to destroy him. He wants the legacy to end tonight here at Oklamania. But the King's not giving up. When the strap goes down, everyone in professional wrestling knows he gets that sudden burst of energy and able to make that comeback, and he's after Jeff Jarrett.
Now Jerry paying a little too much attention to Karen on the outside. He had some words for her earlier. Karen now coming on the ring apron. That's dangerous territory for Jeff Jarrett's wife. She shouldn't be up there. This is dangerous. And Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett signaling for him to hold so that Karen can slap the King. It backfired. It backfired.
She slapped Jeff Jarrett, her husband, the roll-up. And he got it.
Jerry, the King Lawler.
And the winner of the
was it, announced as the winner by his legendary tag team partner at ringside on Monday Night Raw, Jim Ross. Jerry Lawler victorious in this battle of Tennessee wrestling royalty.
Absolutely. Jerry the King Lawler tonight proved why he is the king of professional wrestling. Can't take anything away from Jeff Jarrett.
No.
But he was distracted by the crowd. He had something he wanted to prove to the king, but it wasn't to pin. And the king took care of business.
This was about revenge for Jeff Jarrett. It wasn't about a victory. Jerry took the beating, took the pounding from Jeff Jarrett, but he was distracted. He went out and got a microphone, wanting him to say, "I quit," wanting him to submit over the loudspeakers here at the Cox Convention Center in Oklahoma. But Jerry used that time to recover, and he's victorious here at Oklamania.
That is why he is a Hall of Famer and still the king of wrestling, Jerry the King Lawler.
But looking back at this one, what relentless punishment Jeff Jarrett was able to put onto Jerry the King Lawler in this one, but he found just enough, found just a little bit extra, and look at that. The embrace, the hand being raised, Jim Ross with his longtime partner at ringside, Jerry the King Lawler.
Ladies and gentlemen, WWE Hall of Famers duo Jim Ross and Jerry the King Lawler.
A historic event in Oklamania, and you just saw two legends. And oftentimes the term legend is used very loosely, but certainly tonight it certainly is deserved by both.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit is for the IWR Heavyweight Championship.
The IWR Heavyweight Championship on the line. And Lance Hoyt, former tag team partner of Davey Boy Smith Jr. in Japan, as part of the Killer Elite Squad. One of the more dangerous, one of the more vicious wrestlers on the planet right now.
Well, he also goes by the name of the American Psycho, and he has earned that right. He's earned that name and that moniker. He's willing to do anything to win. He traveled over to Japan with their strong style of professional wrestling and showed them how double tough he was. Came in with Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Sit down. Shut up.
And Eddie, when it comes to the IWR, the champ is here in the form of Chris Cambridge.
No doubt. This is a guy who has honorably carried that title for the Imperial Wrestling Revolution since he unthroned Jerry the Boss Bostic back on December 15th of last year. He's a 6'6" monster who's technically sound, and the honor and tradition of professional wrestling is alive and well when you look at Chris Cambridge.
Successfully defended that title before, as you mentioned, won the title back in December against Jerry the Boss Bostic.
He's tagged with Big Sexy Kevin Nash from the NWO. Defeated EC3. Defeated Chris Masters.
Introducing at this time, the challenger, returning from Tokyo, Japan, residing in Dallas, Texas, weighing 267 pounds, the American Psycho, Lance Hoyt. And his opponent, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Weight 260 pounds, he is the current IWR Heavyweight Champion, Chris Cambridge.
Chris Cambridge getting a nice ovation, the native of Tulsa, Oklahoma, just down the road here, Eddie. We're in Oklahoma City tonight here for Oklamania. And what a matchup this is going to be. Two big guys going at it for the IWR Heavyweight Championship.
There's no doubt, Chris.
The American Psycho just telling the referee, yelling at him, start the match. The bell is rung. Something tells me, Eddie, this match is not going to be a pretty match.
No, you've got two big men. American Psycho is used to guys that's a little bit smaller, especially working in Japan. But now he's facing a guy equally as big and equally as strong with Chris Cambridge.
Lance Hoyt standing in at 6'9", 270 pound out of Dallas, Texas. Been going back and forth from Tokyo, Japan, where he wrestles for a variety of promotions out there. Chris Cambridge, as we mentioned, a native of Tulsa, Oklahoma, 6'6", 260 pounds. In this match, one fall to a finish, 60-minute time limit, one fall for the IWR Heavyweight title. Now, Cambridge go to the outside here.
Come on, boy. Come on.
And called him out for a street fight. Is that?
Now, I mean, this is a normal match here.
Get your ass back over there. Get your ass back.
And they can both be counted out here at this point. I mean, the referee's going to the outside.
You know, in the IWR, rules still mean something.
Oh!
Up close and personal for some of the fans.
Looked like they were going sumo style there, just two men barreling into each other.
You know, and as technologically sound.
Here we go, running head start. Oh, shoulder tackle. Down goes Hoyt.
Chris Cambridge is a great mat wrestler, but he also has a great deal of brute force, obviously. But here lately, because of the caliber of the people he's been wrestling and some of their tactics, he's got a little bit of a short fuse with some of them.
Absolutely.
And you can certainly see it come out. He comes out to wrestle, but if they want to fight, he'll bring it to them.
Cambridge sends Hoyt back into the ring, the American Psycho. Hoyt certainly very decorated. Spent some time all over the world for a variety of different promotions. Again, we mentioned in New Japan, IWGP Tag Team Champion with Davey Boy Smith Jr.
He did a lot of tag team. He's been four-time NWA World Tag Team Champion.
Yes.
But down in Texas, where he's from, he's also the NWA Texas Champion. He's held it before.
Southwest Texas Heavyweight Champion as well. He's been in the PWI rankings. He's one of the more popular, not popular, but one of the more, I guess you could say, powerful, impactful wrestlers that we have on the planet. A guy with a lot of size, a lot of strength, a lot of ability. Oh, right into the steel ring post.
Well, every place that he's wrestled, he's learned something. He's picked up a little bit of every style of professional wrestling, the Japanese strong style, the mat style, the high-flying lucha stuff down in Mexico. He's learned from all of them, and he brings it to the table tonight. So it's going to be a tough competition for Chris Cambridge to retain that title.
He's wrestled in Puerto Rico. He's been their heavyweight champion as well. You mentioned the different places he's competed, and certainly that makes this an interesting task for Chris Cambridge, arguably the toughest task to date for him. A one-fall matchup one-on-one here with the American Psycho. Oh, vicious tackle.
But of course, Chris Cambridge also has been around the horn a time or two.
Sure.
Tagged with big.
It's the one count there as Hoyt goes for the cover on Cambridge.
He's not going to get it with just laying on top. If he doesn't hook the leg and hold him in tight, he's not going to be able to pin him tonight.
Hoyt trying to intimidate the official after just getting a one count there. Hoyt's got to be careful. Oh! Into the clothesline there, sending Cambridge down to the mat.
Reminiscent of Stan the Lariat Hansen, a guy also in Japan who did a
cover, hook of the leg this time. Looks like he got a 2 count.
This is my title.
Hoyt just working on that neck and head area of the champ, Chris Cambridge.
You know, our Revolutionary fans saw Chris Cambridge tag with Big Six and Kevin Nash at Day of Destiny.
Cambridge actually has had to defend the title twice this weekend. Successfully defended it last night in Shawnee, Oklahoma.
Against Chris Masters, another guy that is a very solid wrestler, but he couldn't live up to taking that belt away from Cambridge.
Cambridge able to walk away from Shawnee, Oklahoma as the champion, and right back at it here again in front of the Oklahoma fans, defending the title again. Oh! Chop right to the chest there of Cambridge from Hoyt. Sends him to another corner. Oh! Hoyt just going around the horn here. The yellow ropes and black steel ring post, going for the another chop here. Chris Cambridge going the knife edge style. Uh-oh! And now he's in control. And you've been able to see Chris Cambridge compete for quite a while here in the IWR. For the fans that aren't as familiar with Cambridge, what can fans expect from him?
Well, you can expect him to rise to the occasion. He's a guy that is pushed by his competition. However good they are, it kicks him into the next gear to get even better. He's been known to do a little bit of high flying, but he's a big man. His brute strength, picking people up and just throwing them around the ring and slamming them with body slams, has been very effective. But tonight he's facing someone who is equally as big as he is, which is going to be a little bit tougher.
Right to the back of the neck, just right between the shoulder blades with that forearm. Hoyt not making this easy for the champ, Chris Cambridge.
We know no match that we've had tonight's been easy for anyone.
No.
All the competitors have been so close in quality.
Tonight we've seen Coyote, I should say, successfully defend the IWR Revolutionary Championship. And Amber O'Neal Gallo successfully defend the NWA Women's Championship, and what a forearm!
A flying forearm from Chris Cambridge.
Now both men are down. We got the count going here.
Well, you know that had to take a lot out of Lance. There's no way that it couldn't. No matter how strong he is, no matter how tough he is, when you have a flying forearm like that connect with your jaw.
You know, two men exchanging right hands now. Both men beating the count and getting back to their feet here. Right hand from Cambridge. This time a forearm. Boot to the midsection from Hoyt. And this time knee to the face. Hoyt looking for the clothesline, but this time Cambridge comes up with it after ducking it from Lance Hoyt. Go behind. Cambridge has him. Oh! Slams him down to the mat.
I've seen him do that slide power slam like that and take out many competitors.
Here's Cambridge. Oh, down he goes with that knee. Lateral press. Hook of the leg. And a 2 count.
Very close.
Cambridge signaling to the fans, thumbs down.
He's going to try to end it now. While he's got the upper hand, he's going to do everything he can to end this match.
Oh, and Hoyt got him locked up looking for a choke slam or something there. Cambridge escapes with the forearms.
But these two have scouted each other. There's no doubt they've watched videos of each other.
Oh, both men going off of different ropes there and colliding with each other, and Cambridge getting the worst of that as he's down on the mat.
Well, it was a total blindside as he was going across the ring, hitting him from the side, not expecting it, take the wind out of him, to say the very least.
You have to wonder if he's felt the fatigue, and Hoyt has got Cambridge up, going for the choke slam. That could be it. We've got a new champion. Oh!
I have to say, that was close.
Lance Hoyt was a half second away from becoming the IWR heavyweight champion.
And there's no doubt that Lance Hoyt is frustrated right now because he thought he was going to take that belt home with him right then.
Hoyt going to the second rope, throwing the right hands at Cambridge. Okay, Cambridge's got him. He's got him up. Cambridge, oh, powerbomb! The cover, 1, 2, 3, got him!
IWR Heavyweight Champion, Chris
Well, we knew it wasn't going to be pretty.
We knew there wasn't going to be a great deal of high flying, a lot of technical skills, but two big Goliaths just beat each other half to death, and Chris Cambridge came out on top.
We didn't have a match. We had a fight. We had a fight between Chris Cambridge and Lance Hoyt, and Chris Cambridge coming up with the power bomb, successfully defending the IWR Heavyweight Championship.
And you're so right. This was not a regular wrestling match, even though Chris Cambridge has won many wrestling matches. This was a fight to prove that he is the champion.
Your main event this evening is a tag team match scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Introduced being led to the ring by the legendary Jim Cornette, the team of Raven Daniels and Vincent.
Well, Eddie Edmondson, I don't know if the War Machine could get any more vicious, but they've just added a piece here, and that in Jim Cornette. War Machine, Ray Rowe and Hanson, former ROH tag team champions, one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling right now.
And they just added a legendary tag team manager with Jim Cornette, a guy who really got his feet grounded in professional wrestling under the tutelage of Cowboy Bill Watts here in Mid-South back during the 80s. Took on the Midnight Express to multiple World Tag Team Championships. And tonight, he's going to be managing War Machine.
You look at some of the other teams that Jim Cornette has been able to manage. You think back to Heavenly Bodies as well and Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Tag team of Yokozuna and either Davey Boy Smith and Owen Hart. When he managed Yokozuna, was the American interpreter, so to speak, for Mr. Fuji and Yokozuna.
Introducing our opponent's host, from Cameron, North Carolina, weight 232 pounds, Matt Hardy.
It'll be interesting to see what happens here, Eddie. Here comes Matt Hardy, who's been...
Well, Matt Hardy, a different version.
Well, that's to say the least. He calls himself Broken Matt Hardy. He's obviously got that streak of white hair going down. He doesn't feel like the Matt Hardy that we've been used to seeing for so many years. One of the most decorated tag team wrestlers of all time, and someone that you could look at and say he's as gifted as a competitor tag team or singles as we've ever seen in this business.
But he's kind of lived in the shadow of his brother, and it's broken him.
People of Oklahoma, I knew you'd come. Tonight, I must rid the world of these two filthy machines of war. And that will happen tonight for you two. It's over! Delete! 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 Delete!
Supposed to be, why don't you delete your deleting, you morons? Matt, I've known you for a long time.
will come to you with J-House barbecue sauce and eat you! Eat you! Vanguard 1, play Brother Nero's music, post-haste, immediately! Vanguard 1.
Oh, wait just a minute. That's Jeff Hardy.
And I'm as confused as anyone in this building right now.
Matt Hardy has told us for weeks that he's deleted Jeff Hardy from the world of professional wrestling, but here he is. The man he refers to as Brother Nero. He is here tonight at Oklamania.
We're going to need some clarification on this to find out exactly what's going on. After the past few weeks, the things that we've seen, things the entire world has seen with these two competitors going against each other, I'm just at a loss for words.
Brother Nero, I knew you'd come. Tonight, we have to put aside our personal difference for the greater good. We are in a great war against these two machines of war. And tonight, for one night only, I am going to allow you to be Jeff Hardy.
Well, there you have it.
And when I allow you this privilege, I need one thing for you and one thing alone. These two men, along with Jim Cornetto, must be deleted. Delete! 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 Delete!
Well, it seems as if they're combining forces for...
Ladies and gentlemen, his tag team partner from Cameron, North Carolina, weighing 224 pounds,
He's been a world champion wherever he's been, Eddie. Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, former multiple-time tag team champions all over the globe. The masters of the TLC match. They're reuniting for one night only here at Oklamania.
And Matt Hardy has given Jeff permission to be Jeff, not Brother Nero. So are we going to see a combination of the Hardy Boys of old?
All I know is, Eddie, is Matt Hardy is still not there. He's as broken as he's ever been, but for some reason, he is allowing Jeff Hardy to join him at ringside and compete in this match against War Machine as we're underway here in this tag team match against one fall to a finish, 30-minute time limit here in this one fall matchup, our main event here of Oklamania.
It's going to be interesting to see how the psychology, because you have Jeff over here, a great technical-minded individual with great psychology, and his brother who used to be that way, but right now we don't know what is going on in his mind.
So, I have to wonder if you're Jeff Hardy, if you're Brother Nero, how can you trust Matt Hardy after everything that's gone on over the last several weeks in North Carolina?
Well, one of the things I think they may have to do is to trust each other, because when they look across the ring at the War Machines, there's no doubt these two are double tough competitors, big brutes who have proven themselves through Ring of Honor, former World Tag Team Champions, so they know they have to combine forces to even survive in a match like this, with Jim Cornette on the outside as another loose cannon.
Right, it's almost 3-on-2 in some ways, and in a lot of ways that's how many of the teams that Jim Cornette has managed have been able to win tag team titles, as Matt Hardy going with the right hands in the corner on Hanson here. War Machine, Hanson and Raymond Rowe. Matt Hardy has got, he's got him by the hair on the chinny chin there.
You know, Matt Hardy used to say he was greater than death. Well, when he looks across the ring and sees Ray Death.
Oh, he's got him again by the beard, and he's able to hold on.
The hair of his chinny chin chin.
Got him. Oh, nice side headlock takeover there from Matt Hardy here on Hansen. Huge, huge is Hansen. One of the bigger competitors in Ring of Honor. He's built a nice little tag team here with Ray Rowe as tag is made, and here comes, can I call him Jeff Hardy? Jeff Hardy, brother, what am I calling him?
Well, we'll use Jeff Hardy tonight, but the night's not over.
And the boots right to the midsection of Hansen there on Jeff Hardy, getting a nice ovation from the crowd here. But Hansen's 6'3", 280 pounds, and he's every bit of it. I'd bet he came into this one a little bit heavier than his normal weight at 280. Probably at 285, 290.
Well, you know, I tried to have some conversation.
Oh, what a vicious tackle. Both men go down on that one. Tag is made, and here comes Ray Rowe.
This is a guy who survived a terrible motorcycle accident that would have put most competitors out of the sport forever. And he's back and won the World Tag Team titles after the accident.
Yeah. He had just joined Ring of Honor at the time, and many wondered if he was going to be able to make it to 100% once again, and Rowe able to fight back and get back and become World Tag Team Champion with Hansen. As Jeff Hardy working on Rowe, who's traded by Lou Marconi from the Cleveland area, now fights out of Houston, Texas. Nice head scissors takedown there from Jeff Hardy. Like a Jeff Hardy of old there, the clothesline in the corner of Rowe. Tag is made, and here comes Matt Hardy. Sent Rowe off of the ropes, I should say. And that looked like old school Hardys. Here's the cover, a 2 count, and a kick out there by Ray Rowe. And a right hand from Matt Hardy, and now both members, War Machine. Oh, and there's the tennis racket getting involved. Referee had his back turned as Hansen was getting to the outside. And
you know, it's hard enough for a referee to keep eye on the 4 men in the ring. But when you've got the loose cannon on the outside with Jim Cornette.
You know, I've been advocating for years to the different athletic commissions to why can't we have 2 referees in tag team matches? They say that's just the way we've always done it. We've always had one official. Sometimes you wonder if a second official would help in that situation.
Well, we certainly have respect for the tradition and the past and the history of professional wrestling. But I'm with you. I think it may be time for a little bit of a change, at least in matches of this magnitude.
Especially when you've got Jim Cornette on the outside. Here's a cover from Ray Rowe. Matt Hardy able to kick out at 2.
Ray Rowe, he's not new to our Revolutionary fans. He's wrestled at many of our IWR events throughout the territory.
He's been a Lone Star Junior Heavyweight Champion, Lone Star Tag Team Champion with the current NWA champ, Jax Dane. I mean, you talk about a guy that's pretty well respected, especially in a lot of the Southwest territories, some of the Midwest territories as well. And now he's making a name for himself in Ring of Honor. And what a victory this could be for War Machine here if they can get a victory over the Hardys. There's a splash there from Hansen, a 2 count, and Matt Hardy able to kick out.
Well, you know, even though they've been World Tag Team Champions before, they're still a young team building on their name and their reputation. And certainly beating a team of the quality and the caliber and the historical significance of the Hardy Boys would be a big feather in their cap.
This is our main event here of Oklamania, tag team match that we've seen the Hardy Boys reunited here. Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, allowing him to not be Brother Nero tonight, but be Jeff Hardy here against War Machine, the former ROH Tag Team Champions. Knee to the midsection there sends Matt Hardy down. Tag is made to Ray Rowe. Rowe and Hansen working on the shoulders, just yanking on the arms of Matt Hardy.
They could easily dislocate both shoulders and put him out of the business for a while.
There's Jim Cornette getting involved. And once again, Jim Cornette getting involved, and Jeff Hardy coming over. And our referee's trying to say, you got to make a tag to get in the ring. But now a double team on the other side. Turn your back, referee.
Another case, like we mentioned earlier, you can only see so much.
It's so difficult to keep your eye on everyone involved in the matchup here. Especially two teams that, well, you got the Hardys that haven't tagged together in a long time, and you've got War Machine that has Jim Cornette on the outside. Tag was made. Here comes Ray Rowe. Elevate, and oh, he's powerbombed, but Matt Hardy able to get out of the way. Tag is made, and here comes Jeff Hardy, the former World Heavyweight Champion. Forearm from Hardy. Hansen goes down into the inverted atomic drop. Down goes Hardy with a leg drop. Oh, drop kick. 2 count after the hook of the leg there from Jeff Hardy. Now Ray Rowe back in. Boy, Jeff Hardy hasn't missed a beat with that beautiful basement drop kick just a second ago, but now Ray Rowe and Hansen. Double team maneuver here, going for that double clothesline, but Hardy's got a double clothesline of his own.
Well, ADB, you know, these two teams are very dissimilar. You've got the big brutes on one side and the high flyers on the other. We're going to see who's going to come out victorious tonight.
Both members of War Machine are still in the ring. Here comes Hardy. He slips and falls, and he now knocks him on the head a couple of times, going for a springboard, going for that cross body, able to get both members of War Machine down.
He put a big boot to Hansen's face while he was doing that.
So now Matt Hardy in all 4 men in the ring, and the referee is going to have to just let this thing go for right now. Hardy going for the twist of fate. Oh, what a right hand from Ray Rowe! And it looks like War Machine may be able to come up with a victory here against the Hardys.
Well, as tough as the Hardys are, taking a blow like that.
Oh! What impact there! This should be it! The cover! Oh, a kick out! A kick out from Hardy!
Quite honestly, I am very surprised he was able to kick out of a monster power move like that by the War Machine. Very reminiscent, if you remember back with the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, and their joint power moves.
So here's Jeff Hardy. Oh! A knee right to the face of Hansen. Here comes Matt Hardy. Oh! Matt Hardy sends him down. The crowd chanting Talit. Oh, twist of fate.
Looks like Jeff's going to the high rent district.
Hardy to the top. Swanton! The cover. That's it. The Hardys. Hardys for one night only here on Oklamania. Back together and victorious versus the former ROH Tag Team Champions, War Machine.
ADB, that says it all. Look at this crowd, everyone on their feet, everyone cheering, everyone respecting the tradition of professional wrestling and what we just saw here in this match and all night.
And for two men with so much animosity, real blood animosity between Matt and Jeff Hardy, for them to come together, it's virtually unprecedented what we saw, these two brothers reuniting to come up with a huge tag team victory here at Oklamania.
As Jim Cornette leads the War Machine to the back. A valiant showing by them, but they weren't able to get it done, facing the Hardy Boys tonight at Oklamania.
I must commend you on doing a fantastic job tonight. If you continue to keep up this type of work ethic, perhaps you will find your way out of the darkness of deletion. But one thing I can say is this: it is almost orgasmic to delete, 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 delete. Thank you, Oklahoma City. It don't get much better than this. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, Eddie. The Hardy Boys reunited here in Oklahoma